Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here this morning. And it's been a very, very difficult week. A member of our church is very sick, and that's Reverend April Lussier. And April, being this ill, really hit me because she's a member of our board, CCL board, and she's so much a part of our church and has been since the very beginning. And so anytime you have somebody who's very sick, you don't know what to do. And I don't know if anybody else ever feels that way. When you hear that somebody is in hospice and they don't know how long they're going to be here, how do you react? Because the first thing you do is you want to rush to them and hold on to them, but it's probably the worst thing that they can have right then is to try and put on a happy face. That's very, very difficult. So right now, if anybody wants to get in touch with April, they can let me know, and I'll let Avi know. Avi is her person who is there, and she fields all calls, all texts, and everything else, so that April knows we're sending her things. If you want to send her a card, I can give you her address and after church. And what Avi, who is taking care of her, is opening the cards, and her husband is reading them to her. So there's a lot of energy around April because she belonged to so many groups that you folks don't even know about, and especially like our Vortex group and the group that she had with the Reverend Becca Thompson and so many other groups that she has belonged to that are supporting her. The Foundry, I mean, it goes on and on and on. She was a key to all of these many organizations. But she always had time to come to church. She always had time to be a part of what we were doing. So today we're going to start out our prayer with our wonderful Reverend Chris Brown, who is going to read a prayer. For those of you who know who April, you know she followed the goddess path. And so Reverend Chris, come on up, babe. And what I would like for you all to do is just picture in your mind's eye Reverend April. And just as you just are very, very at peace with yourself. I don't know how you center yourself. I don't know how you get to be at peace with yourself, but take this opportunity to do that. So I, for myself, find that when I close my eyes, it kind of shuts off everything else and I can find my core. However you center yourself, please do at this time.
What I'm holding up here is a candle that Janet made. Can you just tell us about it? She made this for Mike.
You need to be mic'd. Yeah.
Sit right up there, honey.
Right
That's
here.
perfect.
So this is a candle that Janet made for April. I just want her to talk about it for a second.
So I made it for April. One of her favorite colors is purple. She loves purple. And so it's the symbol of the peacock, which in the goddess tradition is the symbol that relates to the phoenix. And so we've gotten that especially for April, and we have been, as we've been connecting over the past few days, we've been lighting it for her and sending her that energy on the candle. And the light in your own heart, as you send it to April, she is very, very powerful. She will receive it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May the blessing of light be upon you. May the blessed sunlight shine on you like a great welcoming fire, so that strangers and friends may come and warm themselves at it. And may light shine out of the loving eyes of you, like a candle set in the window of a house, bidding the wanderer come in from the storm. And may the blessing of the rain be on you. May it fall gently upon your spirit, washing it clear and clean, and leaving there a shining pool where the blue of heaven shines and the brilliant stars come to play. And may the blessing of the earth be on you, soft under your feet as you pass along the roads, pliant under your body as you rest in replenishing comfort upon it. And may it float above you as you prepare yourself for the journey. May this blessing rest so lightly in, around, and over you that your soul loosen itself easily, that it glide on gossamer wings all the way to heaven. And above all, may Spirit bless you, and bless you kindly. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
So mote it be. And as we think of this, and as each one of you centered yourself, realize this is a journey we're all going to take, but yet it doesn't mean it's less painful to observe it. So when you think about April during this week, because this is going to be a very, very difficult week for her, please send out love. And for those of you who are mediums, feel things, sense things, I was awake most of the night because her spirit was just, all I want to say is just thrashing around, trying to figure out where it wanted to be right now. And for those of you, if you had a rough night last night, no, that's what's going on. You know, we can put her in our love, we can put her in our prayers, we can put her in our being. And yet, this is an individual trip that she has to take. So when you feel her energy, honor it. But don't keep her here. Don't hold on to her. Just know that this is her journey. And as spiritualists, as people, many of you have different beliefs. Honor your belief right now. Honor who you are and honor who April is. But don't keep her by it. Don't keep her. Don't hold on to her and say you have to stay here. Her spirit knows what it needs to do. So we're going to do a very short meditation. So do you feel like we happen to have one of the best people dealing with death and dying right here? Could you do a short meditation?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Just all put your feet flat on the floor and close your eyes and get comfortable.
And take a nice deep breath. And just bring yourself here. Okay, wherever you might have been, it might have been hectic to be able to get yourself here, but realize that we are here in this moment to be together. And in that togetherness, we create a powerful force of gentleness, of healing, of comfort, and of strength. And so I want you to go to your most sacred place in your mind. It might be a place in nature. It might be a special place where you feel so connected to your ancestors, to your spiritual guidance, to the oneness of nature. And just allow yourself, with every breath, know that we not necessarily can change anything, but we can be fully present to it and for it right now. So just allow yourself to feel the grounding coming up from the depths of our Mother Earth and coming down from our spiritual energy source. And feel this flowing through your body, two rivers that meet in the heart. These two rivers of energy are filling you and grounding you. And whatever is going on for you right now, in this lifetime, in this moment, in this day, feel the abundant and infinite resources that are there just for you, to allow you to be that beam of perfect light, to allow you to hold the energy of all you are. And when you feel filled, when you feel filled up, you can then allow it to be shared with the rest of the world. If you are so called, send some to our wonderful April, or wherever or whomever might need it. Send that energy out, but only until you are filled. You are filled, deepened, and every cell of your body is singing. And it's singing your light. Because we need you here, my friends. We need you here in this moment of great transition, of great change. We need your unique and perfect light. No one can bring what you bring. And so allow yourself to feel it in yourself, to know it, that you are filled with it, filled with your special and beautiful light. And you bring strength, and you bring courage, and you bring love just by your presence on the earth. And so know it. Allow yourself to radiate it. Radiate it out. And let yourself be in the fullness of it. Any woundedness you might have, any sorrow, any worry, any frustration or anger or pain, just feel it be lifted away. And you are lifted up and lifted down into this moment now. All I am is radiating, 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 radiating. All I can be is radiating, radiating, radiating. And all I bring to the world and to myself is exactly what is needed in this moment now. All I am is radiating, radiating, radiating. All I can be into the deep of my soul. And all I feel is the strength of healing, healing, healing to the world and to myself. So we are dancing, 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 dancing together. We are singing, singing, bringing, bringing the love. And we are knowing, knowing, growing, growing to the best we can be. Holding, holding this precious healing, this wonderful energy.
So very much, Janet. That was beautiful. And we want you all to, however you deal with people being very sick, it's the right thing to do. Some people cry, some people scream, some people yell, some people say no, some people say yes. It's your way. So however you want to do it is important. Okay? We have a speaker today who...
What about birthdays?
Well, what about birthdays?
I think we have some birthdays.
We do? Mm-hmm. We have birthdays coming?
When's your birthday?
Because Billy's was, mine was last Sunday. Last Sunday?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and you got your beans?
No, she wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
Well, you get beans today. I changed it. I'm commanding that you get beans today.
Okay, come give them to her. I mean, if you step up, you have to take it, and are in authority, you have to work with it.
And also, we have another birthday. Mary.
No, Mary doesn't. How's your foot, Mary? Okay,
Come on, Chris, we're gonna sing happy birthday to you. Where are the beads?
in the plastic box.
That long? Gotta be a short one.
Okay, it's a short one, but you have to pick your beads first of all. See, the reason I know it's her birthday is because her birthday is right by mine.
Yeah, it's a week later.
What, you're the 31st? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm the 24th. So
There you go.
She's on my brother's day.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Yay! And thank you so much, Joan, for doing that and for bringing us into that. That is wonderful.
Can I make an announcement while I'm up here?
Well, okay. I know why you don't want that.
All right, on April 27th, from 12 to 2, we're going to have a practice psychic fair. And so I've reserved a room at a healing place, which is near Blossom Hill Road and Santa Teresa. It's a very nice environment where they do healings and they do sound meditations and different things. So it's a very nice environment. And because we've been invited to be readers at the New Life and also the
Museum conference.
conference, I thought you maybe would like to do some practicing. So I'm going to set up a series of little exercises so that you can practice that. Okay, this is for you to let me know that you're coming. I'm going to ask $10 just to help defray the cost of the room. And be 12, we will be leaving promptly at 2 because another group is coming in. So it's not going to be a long thing, but it's going to be interesting. And Marie, some of you don't know Marie, but Marie and I are going to set up a series of practices and experiments. So please let me know about that. Now, several years ago, in the good old days when we had a room, Chris and Carol Wegenest and I did a seminar on dealing with death, okay? And when I asked the question, how many of you know that there's life after physical death? And this was open to the public, so it was not all our people. But I was amazed to see only about 40% of the room raise their hand and say, yeah, I know. So I want to tell you that my husband, Pat Earl, whom many of you met.
This announcement is eating up our speaker's time, babe.
Yeah, well, just let me go for a minute. My husband, Earl, passed away 4 years ago, and I had no concept of him visiting me, although people told me he was visiting me. So what I did was one night I started playing jazz, and he was right there into it with me. So if you want a sense of your ancestors being with you, people, or have that sense of passing on and create an environment for that, I think music is a great way to do that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes.
Make one quick announcement.
Yes.
Our speaker series is coming on this Tuesday night, so please join us, the UCM Speaker Series, and it's a wonderful topic. It fits so much with what is happening with the eclipse and everything. we're having Reverend Dr. Arlene Phelan talk about who we are and who are we, celestial beings, interdimensional beings. So please come. It's going to be amazing. Be there, 6 p.m.
Yeah, thank you so very much. Yeah, Arlene and I go way back. Yeah, a wonderful, wonderful person. Okay, well, Aileen. As we refer to her, West Coast Aileen. Aileen has a lot of things to tell about her journey, her healing journey. But I think every time we do a healing journey, we also do a spiritual journey, and getting ourselves connected with what's going on through ourselves. She does Qigong. She's a Qigong master. She does acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And she's kind of a new person to our group here. She's only come for a year or so.
Last fall, yeah.
Yeah. And she makes it delicious eggs.
Tea eggs, yes.
Yes, the tea eggs are gorgeous, and so thank you for sharing them with us. So, Aileen, you have the floor, and you also have until 10 till, and so, ta-da, go. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Bit nervous here, so rubbing my hands, pulling the energy down. Asking for my divine entity, Guan Yin, for her healing energy so that I may speak from my highest truth today. Thank you. So that was a little bit of Qigong. Qigong is just any type of movement that helps to connect us emotionally, spiritually, physically, all together so that I think we can live to our highest purpose. So anyway, before that, today's talk is about from teddy bears to owning my royal heart and becoming a queen. It's a little story about where I came from. So let's go. And my life is basically, you know how we have the years BC before, right? Christ and AD. Well, my life has been before Qigong and after Qigong. So picture this in the early 90s, all right? Young Asian woman in her kitchen just trying to get to the refrigerator to get a carton of juice, but like in crutches, and fall down completely. And it's like, what the heck happened? I only had the crutches for a week, and it was spilled everywhere. Nobody was at home. So let's take a little ride, like almost a train ride at the back of the caboose, and we're looking back to sea, and train ride, plane ride. And I'm from Singapore originally, a little island at the bottom of Peninsula Malaysia. And that's my Chinese name, actually. It's in Chinese characters. It's Hu Chun Ping. The left ideogram with this looks like a cross and a mouth, actually, a box. That actually means ancient. And so then the right side, which is actually the ideogram for moon, also means, ancient entity body. And that's actually the family last name, Hu, my family last name, maiden name, okay? In Asia, women actually don't change to their husband's names. We keep it all the time. And my Chinese name is Chun, because I was born in the springtime, and the bottom is basically the ideogram for apple. So my mother gave it to me as an apple blossom born in spring, because I was born Chinese New Year's Eve, okay? Yeah, so from the last name, I'm basically an old soul, ancient soul. And that'll come in significance later in the story. All right, so let's go. And so I was born in February, yes, my family of four, the older brother, and I, being born February Chinese New Year, and my Chinese name was all over the place because we write those lucky ideograms. So I basically thought that because I was born, I bring the Chinese New Year to everybody. Okay, bit of self-entitlement going on, but anyway, took me a while to get over that one. But also being in February, I'm also the water bearer. Yeah, with a lot of positive water energy coming through. And as a kid, though, my favorite doll was my teddy bear. Okay, white teddy bear. So I have an odd relationship with the teddy bear and actually Clorox, because when the teddy bear was dirty, right, Mom would say that, okay, I have got to clean him up, and I'm like, what, you know, all gray and everything, and then you come back all nice and white, and I actually liked it because he was clean. And later on, my husband said, well, you know, Clorox not so good for you, but my association was that Clorox meant Ted Bear was clean and got him back. So anyway, the story going forward, I've not told my story before, so I feel like spare Prince Harry, what I'm going to be telling is opening up the doors to this part of the story. So let's go. All right. So, however, there was trouble in the family home. My bedroom was next door to Mom and Dad's bedroom. And every single night I would hear them arguing and fighting, and I don't know what, and as a little girl. So teddy bear, and there's Ted Bear, trying to tell me things would be okay. It's a grown-up thing. They're trying to figure things out. But, you know, every single night was kind of rough for a little kid. And what was it? Why was this going on? Yeah, so Dad had a couple of beers every single night. Mom always said that his mood got worse, right? With added beers every night. And what was the other thing? Well, you know that famous picture, the meme? Yeah. It's a young chap looking over at another lady. So yeah, so I think, you know, things were going on about Dad, and Mom was always like telling me about it, not very appropriate, but like she would share with me things, and then she would be telling her sister, telling her best friends about these things. Yeah, why? And also trouble in the family. I always felt that the way we communicated with each other, I'm not sure whether it's an Asian thing or just you know, because it never looked like what you ever saw on TV, right? You know, Family Ties and so on when I was growing up, right? And I always felt like I was walking on eggshells if things were not good between Mom and Dad, right? And just sort of the way you are with family is a little less kind than you would think. And that was really, really confusing to me as a kid in the communication style. And there were some good times, though. My favorite times was when Grandma, Grandpa would take care of me. I knew Grandma always loved me because she would cook the whole fish and, you know, peel it off completely with no bones. It took a long time, right? You know, and Grandpa would take me out for treats out in the street vendors, sweet treats. And my other favorite thing was Max, my dog, who was like an Alsatian pet German Shepherd dog. But I'm sad to say sometimes I do remember that I didn't treat him very well, you know. And I think maybe that was because that was the way that I was treated. I was a little bit too cross with him and so forth, or I was spanking him and so forth. But, you know, but at least there was Grandma, Grandpa. You know how they have the little onesies for kids, and they're saying, Grandma's got my back? Okay, so that was Grandma, yeah. This is my mom's mom, so. And my other favorite place when I was a kid was Bright Hill Temple in Singapore, which is an odd thing for a little girl, you know, because most kids want to go to Disneyland or amusement park or something. My favorite playground was Guanming San, and it was a beautiful place with artificial like streams, water, fountain, and also Guanyin was there, basically. So one of my big stories about that, of there was during festival day. This is like All Souls Day, Chinese. There's throngs and throngs of people, throngs of, and lots of joss sticks, and and I was probably about 5 and so on. And Grandma said, I forgot to bring the flowers, and we got to go by, you wait here by the pillar, okay. And I'm like, okay, I gotta wait. I try and take my teddy bear out, and it's like, teddy bear's gone. Okay, and I'm like freaked out, and like, Grandma's not here, and teddy bear's gone. And then I'm like, well, my mom always said that if I call on Guanyin 3 times, she'll help. And I figured, well, I'm in Guanyin's house, so let's do it. So call for Guanyin, and it's like, oh gosh, I remember maybe by the fountain where we were just at. But Grandma said not to leave the pillar, and I know it's just there. So I went and got there, and I'll be real fast. And I went and picked up Ted Bear, and she was there, yay! Come back, and then, okay, wrong pillar. Lots of pillars, lots of red pillars. Which one is it? Well, I was 5, and then again, okay, try. And I had Ted Bear now, and try and call Guanyin. And then after, a gentleman saw me. Hey, well, little girl, why are you here? Got to go. There's an auntie waiting for you there, and so on. So anyway, I was found. But that was my first learning of what the law of attraction could do, even though I was 5. Not that I knew what it was at the time, but call Guanyin 3 times, she's there, right? Yay! So she's my guide, yes. And I always have her here on my necklace here. And okay, so school years, I actually, even though we grew up Buddhist, right, and prayed with the joss sticks and so on at home, I was sent to a Catholic school. That was, at that time when I went, I was already 130 years old, and it turns out that it was also the same school that my mother went to, my alma mater. So the school is CHIJ, Convent of the Holy Infant Jesus, and I went there for 10 years. And my grandmother, I think, sent my mother there because the Catholics, in promoting the faith, right, provided free education for poor girls and so forth. So she sent my mom there knowing that she would lose some of her Chinese values, but she thought English would be important. So I went there too. So that was kind of cool, that I went to the same school that Mom went, basically. But it also meant that there were a lot of, this was an all-girls school, but there were a lot of friends and aunties and who knew your business, who knew how you did in school. Everybody knew. Okay, and so then there was a beautiful church. You know that movie you've seen, Crazy Rich Asians, the wedding church? That same church. Wow. That was where it was located. And every single piece of the stained glass, came from France. Yeah, Bari, France, yes. And I grew up going to the church there. So it was sort of an interesting mix because I was confused about the Buddhist traditions, right? And I think my family, they're sort of lip service faith goers, if that makes sense. They sort of would put the joss sticks, pay the money because you get merit, right, for whatever wrongs. But like I didn't understand why, if they were Buddhists, why were we not being kind to each other? And it was just all very confusing. So the Catholics in the school, this is my class picture. Guess which one I am. Not. And actually, I was also very heavily involved with the brownies and the Girl Guides, because I think, looking back, that I was looking for a set of values that would work for me. I didn't understand about, this problems at home, right? Why can't we be kind to each other? So, and then in school, the teachers and my mom, they said I had to do sports, and they put me in stuff, hurdling, high jump, athletics, shot put, basketball, just because you're tall, okay? So you're tall, and it was sort of a disaster. But you got your credits, you got your points, you got through with it, sort of. Except that it ended up with me falling a lot and having twisted ankles as a kid. But the interesting thing, living in Asia, right, we had accessibility to Western and Eastern medicine. So whenever I fell there was one sports day when I was 9 years old, my mother would bring me to the old Chinese doctor, the old Sing Se, and he was out in the countryside in the boonies, driving me there, and he's like, the MD doctor said, just take the pain meds, what the big deal? And then I got sports day tomorrow, I'm crying and all of it. But she brought me to the Chinese doctor, and he looked at me and he went, ta-da, I could walk. And we won first place for a sports day the next day. So I don't know how the miracle, this was like a Mary Lou Retton kind of thing. We did it and it's like collapsed, So, hey, it works, it worked. Okay, and then also school years, my grades were not that great. Now this, and the weird inverse thing about this was that if my parents were fighting over me, right, about me, my grades not so good, right, then they weren't fighting about themselves. And this took me a long time to figure out, right? So of the two, my brother and I, he was the good one. He was the one who did really well. He was the smart one. He was the debater. He was, yes, in Scouts, but he got all the requirements done. I was just there for kind of having access to boys because, all girls Catholic school, and campfires, right? But anyway, so he was, but that was not me, and I had, I guess, this role to play in the family. It was sort of an inverse, weird thing going on. Not quite sure what in my life. And then also, in Singapore, right, as a kid, if you're misbehaving, okay, they go to the store, they're brightly colored at the very top, these thin, long reeds, the cane. Okay, and this is standard practice, and if you're not behaving, I don't know, mom wasn't happy, dad wasn't happy, so kind of, whack. It's not just a whack. Whack is a big, long, thick ruler, okay? This is a swing. Okay, right? And I've always noticed that we wore pinafores for the school uniform in Singapore, and I always noticed that somehow it was underneath the skirt where it couldn't be seen, or and for PE days it would be underneath the shorts. So okay, again, what's up with that? So
Lawsuits now.
this is Singapore.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's accepted.
Yeah. So okay, so then some sad times happen. Okay, grandma, grandpa passed, diabetes, arthritis, heart disease, the typical. Yeah, but I was always thinking, at the back of my mind later on, as being at a Catholic school, I had access to Bible, and we had to do Bible studies as part of the curriculum at one point. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not familiar. I thought the Bible says something about all that I am is yours. All that I am. So why did they have to get sick, and why do they die? Right? If they're doing everything right, like the MD says, right? So my path journey has been to try and try to figure all that out in my life. And okay, hold on. And then other things that happened in school was that I had a good friend, okay, and her dad would come and pick her up and bring lunch to her and so on. But he wrote a letter to the editor one time about something he didn't agree with, and then a few days later, her dad never came to pick her up anymore. And I'm like, why? What happened? And she said that, some people came at about 2, 3 a.m. at night, and I haven't seen him since, and I don't know why. Okay, and so, and this is being tape recorded, so I hope it doesn't go back to my parents. But anyway, so I was told, so that really made a huge impression upon me. And I talked to my parents, no, that didn't happen. You're a little girl, you don't know. Okay, it never happened. Okay, later on I learned words like what gaslighting is, invalidation. Okay, and at school, I had a lovely teacher, history teacher, who told us that, well, if there's anything that you need support and you can come and talk to me, I can help you with school and anything at home, and I wanted to tell her so bad the crazy stuff that tells some adult. Talk to mom about it. Mom said, no, this is family. Family situation, you don't talk about it because it's private. So I always felt that I had a gag order on me. So I thank you for the opportunity today. And then there were other things going on as I was growing up, There was trouble in the family home. I remember, I think my brother might have called the cops on mom and dad twice when I was growing up. And also there were things with him. He was wonderful at his school and so forth, but and he was on his path to try to become a medical doctor. And he wasn't involved in anything bad. He was just spending a lot of time with the programming club trying to create a robot, which takes a lot of time, right? And my mom, my dad, he got the worst scolding, licking that I ever had watching vicariously from the stairways. Like, what was all that about? He was the perfect one. Well, why was that? And there were other incidences, which I don't quite remember. As I said, I think the cops came twice.
You have
Quite the history
5 minutes.
going on. So then I had a cousin who came back. Yes. Yes, I heard. Yes, going real quick. Okay, so coming to America, suddenly my cousin said, well, forget that. You apply to apply to the States. So I went to another country even to take my SATs. Yeah. And so sometimes I tell my kids, you guys don't appreciate how good you have it here. You don't have to go to a different country to take the SATs. And lo and behold, I got accepted. And then took the plane over, and I got accepted to UT. So I'm actually a Longhorn. That was the only free picture I could find of a Longhorn rather than, the emblems. So I'm a Longhorn. I went to UT Austin, economics degree. Bad boyfriend, my stuff, who ended up stalking me, okay, or my issues, But on the other hand, there was a good boyfriend who broke up a few years later who actually apologized to me. And then I realized that I'm actually a worthwhile person, to be treated well, too, And then later on, I started working as a financial analyst, so not me, right? And then I became Aileen C. Jong, as you know me right now, because my boyfriend, husband at the time said, well, in America, they're not going to accept Ho Chun Ping very well. They don't know who you are. And so I completely changed my name, and also partly because I was being stalked. So, and be a new person, basically. And then we got married. Sorry, couldn't find out my wedding pictures. and becoming a wife. And all these radical changes came within 4 years of arriving in the States.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is why. And the conditions in my psychic sticks before Qigong was that I had severe back pain, knee injuries, foot fracture, carpal tunnel, CTS, all this stress stuff going on, fertility, insomnia, emotional instability, and victimization, codependency. I was a total, complete mess. So at that point, turning point was when I was on that kitchen floor with all the juice everywhere. I cried out to the universe, anyone out there in the universe, as long as you are good, I promise that if there's anything that will help me to just walk again, I promise that I will teach it to the world. Oh. Yeah. And then at that point, interesting things started to happen. So these were I even specified, okay, there's Guan Yin, there's Buddha, there's Muhammad, I think, some other angel, I don't know who, but please come. And so back to basics. Synchronicity, my girlfriend at the time said there's a really wonderful acupuncturist in LA, says you can heal her. I'm like, there's lots of acupuncturists here. Why do I have to go to her? She's a lineage holder. Okay, she's different. So only she charged an inexpensive price of $50. So I flew down, 3 visits, it was cured, but she said that I have to do Qigong, otherwise it'll come back again. And so, so I went to a meditation at a retreat center at Land of Medicine Buddha, because that's where the monk came to bless our wedding. And then I took my first Qigong class there. And synchronicity is I met my Qigong master, Dr. Bin-Kun Hu, who for the last 27 years has been a wonderful source of inspiration and teaching for me. And so how did I get from this, my mess, to this, peace and quiet and calm? Because I learned that the universe is about balance, about yin and yang, and it's very organized, yeah? And it's always trying to come back to balance again. And 27 years, he taught me that we must learn to relax. Why? Because all that data, from my childhood, all that crazy stuff is stored in the central nervous system. So even if you live right, eat right, and so on, if you don't release and let it go, you're going to have all these issues. And so now as a practitioner, I look at people's body, I can tell what those issues are.
Okay.
Yeah, okay? And so,
Can
yes.
people talk to you afterwards about how you
Yes.
what that is about?
Yes.
That would be
Yeah.
absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. So,
What?
We want to have part two, so come back.
Yeah, it'd be wonderful for you to.
okay. Yeah, a different talk, yes, about how the healing has happened.
Yeah, how you got your education and how you helped people and what they're doing now and what you're doing now with your family.
Yes.
Yes.
And I thank you for
So this is part A.
the opportunity to
You're
speak
right.
my truth.
Yeah, it is great. Thank you so very much, Aileen. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for putting a slideshow together. You're the first person we've had that had put a slide present. Oh, look at you! That is darling.
This
Thank
was
you.
my souvenir from Texas.
Yeah. That is great. Thank you so very much. 20 minutes sounds like a lot of time until you start working with it and you realize it's just not. And so we thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
And Mary, we're not going to ask you to pass the basket. Okay, and let's put out, and want you all to just turn around and face Mary Berry. She hurt her feet, her foot this morning, her toe, and just send her toe energy and know that it is going to heal correctly. Yeah. Yeah, just send out healing energy.
It is healing in perfect form. It is healing in perfect form. It is healing in perfect form.
Thank you so very much. And in the back, we have a rack that has women's clothes on it, and they've been cleaned, and they're there to be given away. So please, if you know somebody who is in desperate need of clothing, please take it. And if you want some, they're there. And this has been offered to us by the DeFrank Center, and we want to thank them very much. We have new books back there. So if any of you find some books that you are really excited about, please take them. We appreciate a donation, but if you see something that really grabs your attention, just take it, okay? And now at this point, we want to say our wonderful blessing for the basket. I give thanks for my spiritual community. I live in a world of freedom and abundance. I am happy to support my spiritual community. Thank you, Universal Spirit, for your everlasting love and support, and so it is. And that was written by our wonderful Reverend Joan Stutz. Thank you so much, Joan. So you write the prayer and you pass the basket. Hey, you're a dual-purpose person today.
And from the Zoomers.
Okay.
Let's see. Rewinding back from Donna Christensen, April brought me into CCL. I need her address, please.
Okay.
And let's see, from Ann Corbin, beautiful prayer, Chris, and wonderful, powerful meditation, Janet. Thank you, my heart is full. From Patty and Joyce, thank you for the special honoring of April this morning. Chris, the prayers were beautiful, as was the meditation and song. Thank you, lovely Janet. Dottie, we so appreciate your heart and words, sending our love And let me go down from Lisa. Yes, I felt April with us today. And let's see, from back to Ann Corbin, I love Kuan Yin. Donna C, me too, with an exclamation point. From Patty and Joyce, incredible talk, Aileen. We'd love to hear more. Thank you. From Lisa, thank you so much, Aileen. I'd love to get your contact info. From Donna C, that was wonderful. I can't wait for part 2. And from Sky, I love you, Mama Boone. Now the world, everything is right. And from Christine St. Clair, good talk. We are caught up.
Thank you. Thank you. And if anyone's interested, I don't really want to put it out on the airways, but if anyone's interested in April's address, they say, please do not come by. She does not want flowers sent. The cards are wonderful, and Avi is making sure that she hears from you. And by opening the cards, and Lee, it gives her husband something to do as part of this journey, is to be able to take some time to read the cards to her. So please think of her today. Just loving, sending her love.
I wanted us to remember that the eclipse is this week.
Right. It is tomorrow, Monday. Yeah.
Total solar eclipse is
Yep.
tomorrow.
You know, you get to this age and eclipse. I mean, they're going to happen whether you want to or not. There's not much you can do about it. So you kind of go, oh, okay.
So let's
So,
embrace the new energy that the eclipse is bringing us.
yes. And don't listen to any of this is man-made in any way. This is the way our earth grows and moves forward. So we see it as a forward moving. I want to thank you also very much for being here today and for sharing with us. We've got a lot of things coming up. And Joan, thank you so much for the thing you're going to be putting together. I don't know what to call it, where people are looking at what they can do with their spirituality as far as doing psychic readings.
It will need people to come and have the reading. So everybody can come, you can be a reader, you can have an experience of being the benefit of that.
Okay.
It would be nice if you could send me the information and I'll put it in the CCL.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. And anytime you have any information for the group, please let Corky know. She'll put it in the CCL Insights. Anybody not getting the CCL Insights? Okay.
They're wonderful, Bobby. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody reading this?
No, anybody on Zoom or anything else? I want to thank you again very much for being here, and know that we love you dearly.
Yes.
And
Yay!
thank you. And is that cookies I see you brought?
I brought a few seed cookies.
Uh-huh.
They're chocolate chips, they have protein powder, they have some kind of seeds, they have some kind of pecans.
Oh, there's some kind of cookie. I like that. I like that.
Overnight chocolate chip cookies?
There are chocolate chips in them.
In addition to
In addition to everything else. Chris, thank you so much for the prayer. That was so wonderful. This came about very early this morning when we were talking. Yes, Christine.
I actually have Hello Fresh. It's like a delivery.
Mm-hmm.
I got coupons, but I also have a meal, which is 2 meals. I believe it's turkey bowls, if anybody's interested.
Okay. Talk to Corky. Thank you so very much, and I'm so glad that you all made it here today.
Yay, thank you everyone.
Thank you for coming.